All right, and let's begin. Can we see the board, please? All right, so Clef in the active for Ryuki. Don't see that in every Dragapult list, that's for sure. Okay, so the nest ball, I'm assuming it's just straight Dango with like Genesect DX, not a Joltik Gholdengo again, like we saw earlier. Although that would be cool. I would love to see multiple Joltik Gholdengos. Just doing a prize check. We see the Gimme Ghoul come down first. I'm gonna guess that Ryuki is playing Dragapult Dusk Noir. I mean, he's played that before this season. That's what he won. He's kind of like obviously it was like people conceptualized Dragapult Dusk Noir before that, but he was really the pioneer of Dragapult Dusk Noir. People were mostly playing it with Pidgeot and Dusk Noir before he won. I forget which regional it was, but it was an EU regional with Pult Noir. But we got, still got this deck search going here. Just test fed, there's a Google and pass. Okay, so we see a Brock Scouting immediately from Ryuki, in the hand. I assume we're going to see that played maybe as an Arven instead, but Arven's kind of outdated in Dragapult these days, so. Alright, so here's the Brock Scouting. Now it's Ryuki's turn to prize check. I'm going to switch tabs here and see if I can get a better look at the deck here. It's still pretty hidden from camera view, but I can see a little bit more what's in there. I haven't seen anything. Oh, it looks like they're popping an Eldrum up here, so I'm assuming that's in the list. That could be really interesting for moving some of the metal energy off of Grant's Gholdengos onto like Genesects, the other stuff like an attack. Might not be specifically what it's for, but definitely a solid tech card. We could see that be relevant for sure. Very interesting inclusion here. I'm assuming that is in the deck since they showed it, but you never know. Maybe they were just talking about it for some reason. They're not giving us an angle to look at the deck here, unfortunately. But it looks like a probably just straight pulled. I didn't see any like purple cards moved to the front that would imply their Dusk Noir is in here. And Cleffa, Eldrum, the more text that I see, the more inclined that I am to think that it is just straight pull, not Noir. Eyeing up Droopies. Still just checking over everything. I wonder if we'll see a Genesect or some other Gholdengo tech in the list. We saw Tord playing Cornerstone, and I believe we saw Fabrizio playing Toadstool in round 1 when they played the straight Pult Mirror. So I wonder if Ryuki... I think Eldrum could definitely be good in this matchup. That might be sort of an idea of a Gholdengo tech, but does not seem very foolproof because of Turo, mostly. Being able to get those energy back into the discard pile. So I imagine there's probably some other Gholdengo answers in here as well. But we'll see as the game progresses. You see Itchy Pollen onto the Fez. Grant's just going to coin bonus for 1 here. Does he have another Gholdengo here? As if not, I'm not sure why he didn't retreat and coin bonus first. Must know something that I do not. Just to get the extra card draw, right? But I don't know. Maybe he does have another Gholdengo. Or at least a way to find another Gholdengo. Or maybe he just wants to... No. Huh, I don't... Maybe he didn't want to attack with Gholdengo here? I don't know. Maybe he didn't have the metal and wanted to leave. Because I can understand if he just wanted the Fez to take damage. That way he could monkey off of it later. But... Yeah, I'm not really sure. That turn kind of confused me. I don't know, maybe he drew the metal off of the coin bonus. I'm not really sure why he didn't retreat first and then coin bonus. Luminous Energy comes on to Dracloak. Counter Catcher on the Gimme Ghoul, or no, the Fez comes back up. And then Research. Yeah, Counter Catcher on the Fez, not super strong here, so he's not attacking anyways, but it was really just to, because he was going to have to research it away anyways. Wanted to research over the Iono. Goes to the Recon Directive. Ultra Ball. Did not see what the other card was. I mean, the Ultra Ball seems pretty important, and I think that looks like that's what he was taking, because I believe it was the bottom card. Because he definitely wants to get another Dracloak out here, just to play around the potential of his only Dracloak being bossed. So the script is also good here. Just draw a few cards. Sparkling Crystal is the ace spec of choice. Very interesting. We usually see Neo Upper Energy right now, but I mean, Sparkling Crystal, especially if you want to play Arven, kind of fulfills a similar purpose to Neo Upper Energy. Not quite as strong when it's used, but more searchable. Especially if you're not playing Hilda, which maybe Ryuki is not. Falls into another Dracloak. Recon Directive again. There's the Elgyem. Very curious if we'll see an Elgyem. If it's for this matchup, if we'll see it come down this game. But for now, not even an Itchy Pollen. Is he gonna bench Badoo and then use Grasping Draw? Are they debating maybe whether or not he attached already this turn? I think he did attach already this turn, but I'm not totally sure. But I think he did attach already. Okay, it looks like they decided he did not attach. So I'm not totally sure on that, but I mean, I will take their word for it. I assume they know. Charcadet. Yeah, with looking at Grand Sand, I still do not understand why I didn't retreat, but maybe he knows something I don't. Charcadet's very interesting. Gives you it's a good cornerstone answer. Allows you to use Briar, and it's good. It obviously can very easily one-shot another Gholdengo. The Ceruledge plus Briar is a mirror winning tech that should win the mirror and should beat Cornerstone. So I think that is the reason that it is in here. But we're just going to take a knockout on the Badoo. Cleffa comes up. Body Astron for Ryuki. That's not going to be super helpful here. I think that's Turo and purple card. What kind of purple card? Dragapult. You're just going to see Sparkling Crystal attached to that. And then an Iono Blade, maybe? There's the crystal. thinking here. I don't know what his options are, obviously, but considering that he hasn't used Fez or Raycon, I have to assume that he's considering playing a draw supporter. Either Iona or Research, but looks like he's just gonna go for the flip. Draws Brock, a Psychic. Can he use the Brock Scouting? Okay, so maybe he doesn't have Iona, or maybe he just doesn't want to use Iona. What's he grabbing here? Hawlucha and Toadschool. Okay. So yeah, the combination of Toadschool and Eljum, that is scary for sure. Here it comes down. The Toadschool. Grant can't be happy to see that. It's just another thing for him to have to deal with. Counter Catcher onto the Gimme Ghoul. I kind of think it would have been cool to see the Eldrum there, actually. But I think he just wants to try to prevent the Toadschool from getting knocked out. Maybe he's got a Night Switcher. You can get the Badoo back. That'd be nice. Hawlucha, 10-10. Okay, interesting. Is he just going to Phantom Dive? Okay, so he didn't want to get Turoed, so that's why he Counter Catchered here. He's going to take the 2 prizes. Leave Grant with just a Gholdengo. And then Grant is going to swing and knock out this Dragapult. I mean, the idea from Ryuki, at least, is that Grant's going to knock out this Dragapult, and then Ryuki can go Iono, Toadscruel, Phantom Dive. And that'll be a pretty good spot. That'll be a pretty good spot for sure. We see coin bonus, draw 2. The Eldrum is super cute here. I think there's a lot you can do with it. I think it's a very underrated card. So it's interesting to see someone bring it in Dragapult. And Ryuki is a very good deck builder for sure, so. Eyeing up a Gimme Ghoul here. What else do we got? Just another Nest Ball. I mean, his hand wasn't that great before, so I don't know if he'll even be able to get a knockout here, but if he does, I'd like to think he's still in a pretty good spot, even with the Toadscruel. Not amazing, but Ryuki's definitely in a favorable position, no matter what here, if he can get the Toadscruel out. But as long as Grant can get the knockout this turn, then I think he definitely still has a chance. Alex Signal grabs the Dangos, but obviously cannot. I'm pretty sure that Gimme Gold just came down this turn, so he's not going to actually get any mileage out of them. See the Earthen Vessel. Does he have a knockout even? I didn't see the Energy Search Pro in hand at any point yet. And I don't even think he's played a supporter yet, has he? I don't think so. So, I mean, surely he has something, but before I only saw Bosses and Turos in his hand. But he did draw 5 cards plus draw for turn, so. What do we got? Superior. Can get all 3 of those back. Surely he has it if he's using the Superior. He might even just have. He might have to go for just Boss on Fez. If he doesn't have enough energy, knock out the Dragapult. Which wouldn't be too bad. It'd at least decrease Ryuki's chances of having Toadscruel. He is more likely to have the Toadscruel if the Fez stays in play here. Gets the Charcadet back down, so he's setting up a position where he can use Charul Edge to take his last 2 prize cards and Fez and Deputy. So this is not too bad at all. Gets the knockout, but he needs to get a knockout here. Let's be clear. Okay, so it looks like he had it. Goes down to 2 prize cards. And yeah, now Ceruledge could just go ahead and knock out that Fez. But we'll see what Ryuki can do here. I mean, the Halusha's already used, so he can't take that Ceruledge out of the equation again. But he can Iono. Granted, too. I think maybe our best play is just Counter Catcher Genesect. And then just like Phantom Dive. Counter Catcher, Genesect, play Toedscruel, Iono, Phantom Dive, set up for a 4 price turn on Fez Genesect. That doesn't. There are a lot of things that does not play around though, like Turo and Monkey. Both can get Grant out of there. Even just Air Balloon, Ceruledge, Boss. But I mean, it's a lot to ask for 2 cards with the Gholdengo bumped out of the active as well. So. So the Ultra Ball comes down. Toedscruel is out, and we're just going to see a Phantom Dive. Did he not even Iono here? Okay, he did play the Iono. There's 2 Ionos face up there. Yeah, so 1 on Fez, 2 on Genesect, 3 on Charcadet. Makes sense. That way the Ceruledge is in Blood Moon range. The Gholdengo and the active can be knocked out on the bench, and the Genesect and Fez are both in Phantom Dive range. Grant, of course, starting with the Metallic Signal, thinning the deck, getting a shuffle when there might have been important cards on the bottom from the Iono. And of course, getting into the Gholdengo. Just gonna coin bonus now. I don't know what's in his hand. Coin bonus for 1. Okay. Coin bonus for 2 now. Just holding out to see if we can hit Cypher. Ryuki. Praying. Says don't have it, don't have it. And I don't think Grant has it. Because he hasn't done it. He hasn't played it. So eyeing up all his energy and discard. There's the Ceruledge. But he still needs Air Balloon and Boss. I actually like that Ryuki didn't Counter Catcher here. I think Counter Catcher on Genesect could have still been okay. But the Gholdengo wasn't taking the knockout anyways because of the Toedscruel. And it has a higher retreat cost. So it was harder for him to get the... Oh no, the Genesect definitely better because the Gholdengo had an energy on it. Did Grant not eat Grant? I don't think Grant didn't even attack, I don't think. But then, he missed. He just has the Boss, and bam. The Ceruledge was scary there, though. I mean, definitely there was room for Grant to win that game because of the Ceruledge. He just needed a way to get that, to boss that Fez. But he just did not have it. Dragapult just so good. You just set up for a base turn, play Iono. Your opponent never has it off the Iono, and then you win. So, I I think we'll probably see Grant go second game 2 just because of Badoo. But we'll see. I think Gholdengo generally likes to go first, but against these Badoo decks, it can be definitely feel better to go second sometimes. Especially since you are an Arven reliant deck. And this is, we're probably likely going to see a pretty similar game 2. And it's just going to come down to the same thing. Can Grant find it this time off of that late game Iono? Okay, so yeah. Grant did choose to go second. Concerned about Badoo, no doubt. Just another deck check. I wish players could just look at their prize cards so we didn't have these long-winded deck checks every game. I don't fault the players for taking the time they are given and allowed to use the prize check to prize check, but certainly is not interesting for anyone involved, neither player nor the spectator. Grant really just needs a stronger setup this game. Last game he did not get enough Gholdengo out quickly enough. This game, opening the gen set could be a problem, but he has Air Balloon, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. As long as he has some Gimme Ghoul outs here. Goes ahead and grabs double Dreepy with the Poffin. And a pass. Buddy Poffin grabs double Gimme Ghoul. Eyeing up all the energy, just making sure they're all there. Got prize check number 2 here. The other problem with the prize checks, they're back to back. As soon as you finish one, you're off to the next player. So 2 Gimme Ghoul will come out here though. I mean, Grant's got to play kind of fast, right? He wants to take 2 more games here. And there's only 25 minutes left. It's not going to be easy. But he doesn't want to tie. And this is another problem with the format in general, right? I mean, you've heard me, if you've been watching all of the games so far, you've heard me almost every round after game one go, wow, there might not be enough time left for the player that lost game one to have any chance at winning this set. So which makes it the best of three kind of a farce. Unless you have a gentleman's agreement. I don't think any of the games today, other than the ones that were 2-0, would have been decided without a gentleman's agreement. And the ones that were 2-0, I don't think we would have finished the game 3. It's just very unfortunate. And Gholdengo is one of the faster decks too, but Dragapult obviously is not. So Turo the Genesect out of the active. That's good. Could be bad if this could be really bad if Ryuki goes Iono Ichipollen, because not only is that Genesect not in play anymore to search at the Gholdengos, but there's also 2 Gholdengos in the hand, right? Pretty sure he used the Metallic Signal. So if the Iono comes down here, 2 Gholdengos will go to the bottom, and then Ichipollen item lock. Again, not gonna be easy to find those Gholdengos again, with 1 Genesect, 2 Gholdengo on the bottom. And he's got energy in hand after the Mana Errand running 2. Iono Ichipollen would be a killer here. Now, Rick Grant could obviously still always draw out of it, but his odds of doing so would be way lower now. See, Ultra Ball getting rid of Pult and some kind of supporter, maybe a Turo. Can't see it super well. Yeah, I'm still not really sure. The glare on it's kind of weird. But grabs a Dracloak, gonna evolve one of those bench Treepies. Has another Dracloak, and are we just gonna see? If he's got an Iono, I think he will just play it right off the bat here. Nice. So yeah, that's not good for Grant. Ichipollen would be pretty bad in theory. Grant could again just draw out of it, but Ryuki's got to be looking for that pretty hard. Recon number 1, Ultra Ball, and Psychic Energy. Are we gonna get to see his hand here? He looks like he's eyeing up the Psychic Energy, which is, means he probably doesn't have energy yet. That could be the retreat to the Badoo, or just attachment for turn. Another Dreepy. Does he have the Ichipollen? I'm thinking no, based on that attachment. Yeah, so there's no Ichipollen. Oh no, he still has 2 bench spots open if he has Badoo, Latias, but I don't think we're gonna see it. It was very unfortunate. Was a huge opportunity to capitalize on a risky move from Grant, and I'm not gonna say a bad play. I mean, it was good if you don't get Iono Ichipollen, but it was definitely risky. And now we have Pokegear fighting the Arven, and yeah, the Ichipollen could have prevented this. But we go Nest Ball, Air Balloon, Nest Ball, get that Genesect back, get those Dangos back that got shuffled to the bottom, and now we are rolling. Earthen Vessel looked like was played there. Finding the double lightning. Yeah. Ryuki doing some math. Planning. Or just, he just likes tapping on the table. I do that, but I'm typically thinking about something. But he might have just been like, I can't wait to cut the deck after it's done being shuffled. Alright, so we're probably just going to see, I think he has another Pokegear in hand that could be used against an Ichipollen, but probably not. We're probably just going to, we see the Ceruledge with the Fire come out. That's good for Grant. Doesn't have to worry about finding that later. And now we just discard those Lightnings for knock out the Dreepy and have those accessible in the Vincia later if you want them. Ryuki Not sure what to bring up here. It looks like the Dreepy. No Toadschool out yet either. I don't think he's played a Poffin. At least not since turn 1. He hasn't necessarily had the opportunity to get the Toadschool. Sparkling Crystal, Latias. Gotta imagine he's eyeing up that Latias to get Badoo active. So I wonder, as Ryuki, how early you consider scooping here if you don't get the Toadscroll out. Probably, I mean, as long as the Toadscroll is available, you probably don't scoop until like very end of the game here, because your setup's good enough. Maractus and Cleffa? Okay. Ooh, Maractus could be dangerous here. We're down a Turo already. We don't know how many Turo Grant plays, but if it's only one, then this could be basically the game. Nope, 0 damage. Grass Res. That Genesect does not takes 30 less from Grass Pokemon. And if Grant only plays one Turo, he now has to put 3 energy on this Gholdengo. Or, sorry, onto this Genesect, not Gholdengo. The energy that will then be stuck there, since the air balloon prevents him from discarding them with a retreat. So very smart from Ryuki. Worst case scenario, this gives Ryuki lots of time to set up more damage on his board. Did we see it attach to Ceruledge? I don't even know what Ceruledge's second attack does, but I suppose Dango, playing every energy, could use it. So I better check. Discard, it just is 280 for 3. Not great. Luminous onto the Dracloak. So Ryuki just wants to be careful that he doesn't deck out before Grant does, if corner does end up being the line. Recon Directive. That shouldn't be a problem. He plays way more Iono. Just gonna corner again. The thing is that if Grant stops drawing cards with Gholdengo, he kind of signals at that point that he doesn't play another Turo. It's Pokegearing, so I think he must play another Turo. Cypher? What did he grab there? Okay. Turo. So there is a second Turo, but he is going to have to use it right here, right now. But, I mean, Ryuki did lose some momentum here by doing that. He also gained some, right? He got some energy, more energy down. He's going to get to put 60 damage on the Pokemon that knocks out this Maractus. Probably going to be Ceruledge, because Grant doesn't want to take that 60 on a Dango. Oh, maybe he does want to take that 60 on a Dango. Looks like he does. So I didn't see if he did, but I mean, you viewers may have. You can rewind and check. But I don't. Ryuki must have prized the Toadschool at this point, right? Especially because he Brock scouting for a Cleffa with that Maractus when he could have grabbed Toadschool if it was in deck. Latias comes up here. Well, the thing is that we can at least even out the prize trade by knocking out this Gholdengo, right? At the same time, you can put 60 on the other Gholdengo. So that'll also be set up. Maybe you can get a Hawlucha, knock out the Gimmighoul as well. That'd be pretty good. Looks like he has the Hawlucha, but I think is planning on not using it probably. I think it's fine. He doesn't need to knock out the Gimmighoul. And he would have one less bench spot to work with here. But it would potentially give Grant less draw. Looks like he's debating. I think that is what he is debating on. No, he's debating on blenching the Fez, and he decides to do it. So he just wants the Fez to have a better chance of finding everything that he needs next turn, but yeah, he decides not to do the Hawlucha. So I think it's fair. Especially if you want to play around like Counter Catcher. Blood Moon. We have the Dragapult. We've got Flip the Script and Recon Directives still. Muckdory, Psychic Brock, Recon 1, Dracloak, or Dragapult. Certainly just going to take another Dragapult here, right? Oh, no, it looks like going for the Dracloak. Maybe he has a way to get another Droopy down. I didn't see what he didn't end up locking in there. Poffin, Turo. I think I'm going to keep the Turo. Makes sense. Recon, Ultra Ball, and Luxurious Cape. Definitely going to keep the Ultra Ball, right? Massive hand now. Evolves. Attached to the other Dracloak. And then we're going to Phantom Dive and put 60 on the other Dango. He's debating here. Because if you put 60 on the other Dango, that's the one that is less likely to attack, probably. Because it has the Air Balloon. So it's going to draw some cards and can retreat to something else. Like another Dango or the Ceruledge Edge. And looks like he decides to soften up the Ceruledge Edge instead for that reason. I think he just doesn't want to have to worry about that Ceruledge Edge. Arvin grabs Ender Search Pro, which can eye up 3 energy here. Is he not going to grab an Air Balloon? Surely he meant to grab an Air Balloon and just forgot. Because I don't know why you wouldn't thin out the tool. But maybe he just wanted to keep an Air Balloon in deck. Coin bonus for 2. Superior. I see Genesect and Apophon looks like are going down, which is obviously more than fine for Grant. 4 energy back. Metal. Yep, and that's 7. Dragapult goes down. Brings up the Fez, because Latias giving it free retreat anyways. So are we going to see Hawlucha, Counter Catcher Iono? Now he's kind of punished for not putting the 60 on that Gholdengo. But maybe he figured the Ceruledge was more likely attacker next turn, but then he would still need to get the Hawlucha damage counter on it, which should not be super easy. Maybe he was planning on just hitting into it and Ionoing and not taking a knockout. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he doesn't want to take a knockout this turn. He doesn't want to activate Fez. But he is grabbing the Hawlucha here. Oh. What happened?
I mean, it's going to be good no matter what, because you put it down, you put 1 damage counter.
Yeah, just cut randomly. Let's pause the recording. There we go. So Hawlucha is used.
To see these recon directives. Is there an Iono for disruption? Let's find one. It looks like maybe at the bottom of the deck. So is there another copy or
Dragapult?
card that Ryuki wants to use this turn?
How many cards are even in Grant's hand here? Not a lot. Psychic on the Blood Moon. So eyeing that up as an attacker here. Counter Catcher the Ceruledge Edge. Okay, no, we are going to see the Ceruledge Edge. Just does the Lug Cape on the Dragapult. Doesn't have any effect, but oh, got to take it off. So.
If there's something like Devolution, but it's really just Ryuki thinning that card out of the hand. Yeah, it's not going to get.
Alright, so, I mean, we're just going to see Phantom Dive here, almost certainly. There'd be no reason to Blood Moon over Phantom Dive. Just Ultra Ball. For the Monkeys to Thin. Flip the script. Just setting up to draw everything that he needs for next turn. I don't think there's anything else he could possibly draw this turn. Now, the tricky thing here is that Munkidori would also, like, even if Grant wins this turn, Munkidori is still a problem. We go 5 on Gholdengo, 1 on Gimmighoul. So, I mean, he's just keeping it in Blood Moon, putting both in Blood Moon range. The active is still in Blood Moon range even after an Adrenal Brain, but the bench one is not. So let's see. Can Grant Shen find what he needs to win off of the Iono this time? Certainly more likely than last time. No Toad Scroll. And he just needs Cypher alone might be it. Or is he 1 energy short, maybe? I don't think this is it. I think this is only 6 energy. I didn't see another energy in hand. Yeah, he's going for the Fez. He's going for Nest Ball Superior, and then he's got to draw another Superior off the Fez. He's going for Fez Levincia. Fez Levincia, but that's only... And then a Superior's not game now, though. Right? He still needs a Superior and another energy? Did he not go for the Nest Ball over the Fez? Because I thought that's what he was going to do. But I guess Nest Ball will get him a Genesect for Gholdengo anyways. 1, 2, 3. What did he get? Pokegear, that's not going to do anything. Ultra Ball can get a Genesect. Does he have? He's eyeing up 7 energy here. Levincia for 2 metal to hand. Superior for 4. Night Stretcher for 1 more. Okay, you had the Stretcher. So that's 7. Yeah. I didn't see the Stretcher. But he had to Fez into one of the Superiors. Was the thing there. I don't think it mattered if he grabbed Levincia or Superior there. But Levincia is probably better if he misses, right? All right. Well, we are going to see a game 3 now then. But do they have enough time? Our last 2 game 3s did not finish. We've even had some game 2s not finish. And I don't know if this one's going to be any different. We'll have to see when the timer pops back up here. Because I didn't see how much time was left when the game ended. But will there be enough time is definitely a big question here. Both players obviously playing very well. There's a couple things that I didn't know, I didn't understand from Grant's side. Like the retreat, the not retreating into the Fez into Gholdengo to draw an extra card off coin bonus earlier on. Or not grabbing the air balloon on Arvin. But overall, I mean, both players clearly know their lines and are playing to them to the best of their ability. So 1-1. Still can't see the timer here. But, I mean, Grant is obviously the favorite if there's not a lot of time left. He can win the game faster than Ryuki can. Game 3. 4 minutes left. And just a draw pass from Grant. At least it was fast. Oh, just an Iono from Ryuki. That could be bad. I mean, if he doesn't find a basic, we could just see a dunk. On the other hand, we could see Latias Badoo, and then things aren't looking great for Grant. Munkadori, that is not something he wants to play in this matchup, so... And you see Grant sees blood in the water. He goes, I can start attacking. I need a few turns. If you have nothing, I just got to start attacking as quickly as possible. Puts that Gholdengo down in the ability use position. Vessel away Cerule Edge. Don't need that in a short game. Boom, Gimme Ghoul, Nest Ball. This is the kind of fast that I would have liked to see other players playing in their end games today. Boom. Maractus knocked out. 60 on the Gholdengo. Munkadori comes up. And Night Stretcher for Maractus. Okay. Cuts the deck. Counter Catcher, the Genesect. Does he have... Okay, he's got a Research. So, Grant is not smooth sailing yet. If they don't have a Gentleman's, this is probably still a tie, but we will see what Ryuki draws off the Research. Luminous Energy, Dreepy. Yeah. I don't see a Latias, so that's good for Grant. It means that it's going to be much more difficult for Ryuki to go for a corner play. No, it's not going to be possible for Ryuki to go for a corner play this turn, most likely. Just benches the Dreepy. I do think... I mean, Ryuki... Okay, he decides to put the energy on the Maractus. I mean, he's not playing slower than he's allowed to. But, I mean, obviously, he doesn't want this game to go anywhere. Time is called, it looks like, or our timer might be a little bit wrong, but it looks like they're calling it a tie here, one way or another. So I'm assuming time was called, and the timer on the screen was just a little bit off. Another tie game. Please, Pokemon, do something about the time rule. But, I mean, yeah, both players played very well. I mean, Ryuki, I think, really set himself up to win that game, too, even with the Toad School prize. But game 1 played it masterfully, and it felt like Grant still had a shot, but he definitely felt like he was in the driver's seat both games, honestly. And, honestly, the third game, it's hard to say that it would have even been super one-sided from that point. I mean, Dragapult can definitely make some comebacks, but Grant's start was fantastic. So I think odds are Grant would have the lead there. But, I mean... Dragapult with Toad School, a comeback certainly could have been made. Alright, but we'll pop out until the next round.